Howdy YouTube. I'm back with another video, and today's topic I'm going to talk about a concept called sublimation of aggression. And it's basically the idea that in modern society, human beings sublimate their aggression, which basically means we still have a lot of tribal hunter-gatherer instincts with us. It's something that's still in our DNA, that's still floating around our consciousness, our mind, the id, the lower reptilian brain. And we've just figured out how to, in modern civilized society, how to take our aggressive, natural, animalistic tendencies and convert them into another type of activity. For example, work. Work is another example of sublimating aggression. You're working out your problems by going to work. That's basically the undertone of what that means is when you're going to work, you're working out your own problems. You're working out your own sublimation of aggression. And what Freud had said about sublimation of aggression is the more you sublimate your aggression, the less aggressive you actually become if you have proper outlets to express those hunter-gatherer type of desires, traits, blah blah blah. The more you sublimate your aggression, the healthier you become, because you're no longer holding that darkness inside of yourself. You're letting it out so it doesn't exist in you. And the less you sublimate, the more you try to repress yourself, the more the darkness builds up in your system. So basically it's saying it's like a release of your own inner animalistic patterns and behaviors. And if you have a healthy method of getting those things out, then on the inside you're more mentally stable. And in today's society, a lot of people do not have a proper channel in which to sublimate their aggression, so it causes them to have a lot of problems lurking around their subconscious and their psyche. People who express negativity are generally more stable human beings because they are facing the reality of who they are, what life is, the fact we are animals. They're looking at things objectively and not trying to actively deceive themselves that they are not an animal. And the reason I bring this up is because I had learned recently about something I'd known for a while, the term self-domestication. Self-domestication is what modern societies do. We domesticate ourselves much like animals do, which in a lot of college campuses they teach this to a lot of students, and they say that self-domestication is the way to go, but it decreases your brain size by about 15%. Now I can't really cite the study, this is just pretty much hearsay, but why would you want to self-domesticate if you knew your brain was going to shrink? Human beings evolved because of our brains, not because of anything else. It's our ability to reason, it's our ability to logically process things, a lot of things. And why would you want to be an advocate of self-domestication? And I seem to be having trouble with this concept, because you never can get people who are saying like, oh yes, we should self-domesticate. It's just people are self-domesticated. People are like cattle. They don't think for themselves. They just kind of take everything that they hear as the truth without questioning it or processing themselves. And I don't understand why it's good for society. Why domesticating ourselves and not accepting the fact that we are still animals is a good thing. I think we're telling ourselves that we're evolving more when we're really not. We are the apex predator on the planet, so there's no need to really domesticate ourselves. There's really no need. It's to whose benefit are we domesticating ourselves to? Because with domesticated animals, there's always a master. There's always somebody pushing people into pens. There's always somebody in control. So I think what people need to do is not be as domesticated, be a little bit more animalistic, still embrace civilized society, culture, but realize you do not need to shrink your brain just to try to fit in with modern society. Because that's all we are at the end of the day. We are just a nervous system, a spinal cord, and our neurons in our heads. That's all we really are. So I don't know. Just trying to keep that recessive IQ gene going. What else is there to talk about with these concepts? And that's really about it for the day. Tell me what you think about self-domestication, and whether you're a proponent of it, whether you're against it. What are the benefits to society for creating a more domesticated animal? Because just like with pigs, who are boars out in the wild, and they turn into these fat, pink, just slobs, basically. Why should we want that for human beings? Why should we shrink the one thing that made us evolved in the first place? The process of self-domestication, I believe, is de-evolution. Because if our brains are shrinking, that's not good. That's not good. That's the only thing that has created society and culture. It's our ability to use our brains. That's really it. So, that's my video.